Hello, we are the Stop Wearing My Clothes podcast. I'm Amy.
And I'm Kayla.
One podcast, two
sisters. All right. One of these days. This is episode 47, and this is going to be our Bachelor premiere recap. But before that, what is going on with Tyler Cameron and Kristin Cavallari? And Kylie Jenner's baby name might give you the giggles. Before we dive into this episode, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit on that little bell for notifications. And rate and review for Apple Podcasts.
Make sure to follow us on TikTok and Instagram. We are always up to date with all the reality TV and Bachelor news.
All right, we're diving in.
Okay, so we're going to talk about what's new with us. First, we have a little bit of a sad thing. Kayla's little kitty cat that had babies passed away, so we're really sad about that. So send love to Kayla. But from there, I had to surprise her with something happy because she was so sad. So we are going to Palm Springs for Kayla's 30th birthday.
Soon, too.
Yeah, in 1 month. Less
Yes.
than a month now, actually. I think it said 28 days or no. Yes.
Yeah, my actual birthday is on the 28th, but we're going to go the weekend before. We have a really cool Palm Springs house. We're going to go to a spa. We're going to hit a drag show. We're going to drink a lot. Well, at least I am. Amy's bringing her stupid baby.
Yeah, I know, mom life. I did everything I could. I tried to pawn her off on everyone, and she was rejected. You know, her first rejection in life. I guess she's got to get used to it. So here we go.
Good, tougher skin.
Yep.
So we're so excited about that. And we're even thinking we have an extra day afterwards. So who wants a fun bonus episode? I don't know necessarily what it would be. Maybe I'll do an Instagram story, see what we could do, but it would be fun to do it. We're always doing this remotely, so yeah, I thought it'd be cool since we're both gonna actually be together. We could set up the lights, and I'm making the studio kind of cool. So my goal is before you get here to have it fairly set up, so it'll look like we're both gonna be on a couch, talking casually to each other,
little girls' night.
Yes. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. We'll see if we do it, but I think that'd be fun. Palm Springs is my favorite place in the world. I was completely shocked. Full on mind blown. So I'm very excited.
Tears.
I did cry, but it's just been a hard week, guys. But we're getting through it, and it's one day late, but we're here and we're doing it. And so we're trying to also not only figure out the technical tweaks, but also what is this podcast? We want it to be Bachelor always, as our main thing. But we were just worried we were doing too much with pop culture, reality TV news, Bachelor news, and then it just started to feel spread thin. So what we decided to do instead is we will catch up with you guys of just me and Amy, what's going on, and then we'll go into something that made us happy or smile or something that annoyed us this week, kind of in the pop culture realm. And then from there, we'll do reality TV news, Bachelor news, and then a Bachelor recap. So Amy, I'll have you start. What is something that made you happy this week?
Okay. Everybody stop right now. Go on to is it on TikTok?
I think it's on TikTok.
Okay. Go on to Diane Keaton's TikTok and watch her dance to Flowers by Miley Cyrus.
It's so good. It just brings you so much happiness.
Yes, you will just smile for the rest of the day. I think that's how good it is. It'll be prolonged happiness to watch it.
I think it's prolonged life.
Overall. Yeah. So people that maybe don't know who Diane Keaton is, I mean, you should, but if you don't, I don't know. Jared didn't know.
Divorce. Watch Father of the Bride with Steve Martin, also an old guy, but youngsters will know him for Murder in the Building. Diane Keaton is a pillar of humanity that is above the rest. So yeah, make sure you follow that. Maybe I'll try to add some details if you want to try to find it. I'm gonna actually add the link in the description if you want to see it.
So Kayla, what made you happy this week?
What did make me happy? April Ludgate, also Aubrey Plaza, went on SNL. She was the host, and she actually used to be a page, a person who literally gave tours of SNL when she was first starting out in her career, and now she's hosting it. So just right there is giving me
you
can
go,
do
girl.
It. Yes, maybe I'll host SNL one day. But also, they brought back Amy Poehler and they did a Leslie Knope, April Ludgate like skit. It's incredible. But you would think that would be the best thing, but there's this one skit. It's very simple, but it cracks me up to no end, and we are going to show it for you. You'll hear it in audio and YouTube. Let's watch this together.
Why don't you remind everybody what country you're representing? Energy, maybe too much energy. Well, it's time for the interview round. I'll ask a few questions and we'll just go down the line, okay? Favorite food?
Bread and butter! Basmati rice! Hot dog! Gum! Sprite! Uber Eats! Frog!
Wow.
Frost! It just made me so happy. I love her. I absolutely love her. And so that just made me happy. She deserves to host SNL. She's killing it. Maybe she will even win I don't know. I think there's still more television award season stuff for her to win something for White Lotus. I know Jennifer Coolidge has won so far, but that made me happy. But I was also really annoyed, not just this week, for maybe the past year and probably for the next future years. So I haven't watched Elvis. I know, shoot me now. But the one with Austin Butler, the one, like, you know, he won a Golden Globe. He's probably going to win an Oscar. But I don't know if you remember him. I don't even know. Was it Disney? Was it Nickelodeon? He used to be kind of like a teenage, like, star on
Zoe 101.
Oh, okay.
Zoe 101 was one of them.
Yeah, and he's like from California, like surfer boy, like, hey. I don't know his actual, like, I don't know his voice. His voice now is like, it's almost like he's trying to be, like, I guess it's the Elvis voice, but it's like deep and like the way he literally talks so stupid and it's not his voice. And I'm just like, I don't understand. And then his voice coach comes out and says his voice might be like Elvis's for the rest of his life because of his voice lessons.
Well, have you read a lot about it? Because actually, like, the intensity that he went in for this role.
Well, I think it's stupid. You shouldn't completely cut off your family. He broke up. Vanessa Hudgens was the one who lifted him up and said, "You are Elvis." And he threw her in the trash, in my opinion.
Did he break up with her?
I'm pretty positive, yeah. And then, so that story comes out, right, of like his voice, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And Vanessa Hudgens comments under it. Oh my God, what does she say? She
says crying. Because
yes, thank you.
The comment above that was like, oh, he must have gone to the Lady Gaga school of voice or something, because Lady Gaga, when she was the House of Gucci or whatever, she kept that accent. I think she said for like a year and a half on accident. So it does happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why he annoys me so much. Yes, he's hot. I get it. I get the fascination with him. Also, R.I.P. Lisa Marie Presley. That was really sad. Golden Globes sad. And 2 days later. But anyways, I digress. I've never said that word correctly. That's exciting. But yeah, Austin Butler annoys me. What annoyed you this week?
Selena Gomez. So last week you talked about how she was dating Drew from the Chainsmokers. So, I mean, I guess they were all over each other at some point. And so everybody thought that they were together. Well, she came out and she's like, no, we're not.
Hashtag I am single.
Then she's seen on a date with him holding his hand. So, like, if you're, just don't talk about it then. If you don't want to, like, confirm it or whatever, just don't talk about it. Because you saying no and then you're still going out with him, it's like, why?
I completely agree. Like, I'm all down for, like, I know real life, like, we automatically say celebrities, if they're seen together, like, oh, they're dating, blah, blah, blah. In real life, that's probably not how it goes. You know, they're, like, hanging out, getting together, getting to know each other. But the thing is her specific IG story of saying hashtag I am single. I saw a TikTok that said she thinks that there is a new single coming from Selena Gomez that says I am. It's called I am. So hashtag I am single. They thought it might, like, she's using the publicity but twisting it because she actually has a song called I Am coming out. But that's a far stretch.
Yeah. I will be interested to see. It could be.
It could be.
I don't know. But I mean, and we do not have unlimited rights to know who everybody's dating. It's not that, but it's just like, well, then just don't say anything.
Same.
Yeah.
Yep. So happy and annoyed. This is going to be our new segment, I think. We're going to try for a few weeks at least. Let us know what you think. Let's get into reality TV news. We got actually the most exciting news this morning. It is Wednesday because we're one day late, but so it'll be yesterday when you guys are watching or listening to this. But Love is Blind After the Altar, February 10th, season 3. Let's go.
Yes. I love Love is Blind. I think it's one of my favorites.
I absolutely love it. And the annoying part was, do you remember the season 2 Love is Blind After the Altar where literally
everybody broke up and then
it was almost over a year after it, like the way how far it came out after everything happened, where it was like not even close to caught up in time and everything. So I think they're already doing better by getting it out there as fast as they can. And my question is, so Perfect Match, that Netflix dating reality show we talked about last week, is coming with Bartiz, who is from Love is Blind season 3, is coming out February 14th. This Love is Blind After the Altar is coming out February 10th, 4 days before. So I'm curious if there's some reasoning behind that for like, was the Perfect Match show filmed before After the Altar or vice versa? And how that will play out, I'm kind of interested.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're kind of, that show I'm a little about right now anyways, just because there's so many like spoilers already. So it's like, are they going to try to spoil it more or what?
Yeah, I don't know. But I think also the thing with reality TV, and maybe kind of Bachelor will figure this out, or they're still navigating it, is spoilers is almost just like an everyday. Social media has changed reality television so much that I feel like they almost have to change kind of the setup of a reality show to help make it not necessarily not be ruined, but it not matter, I guess. I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I try hard not to get spoilers, but sometimes soft spoilers, I don't mind.
Yeah, with The Bachelor, I care a lot more, actually. I don't know, maybe just because there's only one couple at the end, so it's like you want to know, or if it's like a big ending and then you already know it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But for these other shows, there's so much going on that little spoilers don't bother me as much.
Yeah, I actually have a spoiler from an inside source, but I'm not going to say it on here because we're a spoiler-free thing. But if you want to know, I have a friend who works with someone who went to high school with someone who makes it to the top 10, and I know who it is.
Ooh.
I've got the inside source. It might be 4 times removed. But I know things. So after that, we have the Ultimatum. First of all, how's the Ultimatum season 2 not already out yet? If you guys watch Ultimatum season 1, I thought it was epic, right?
Yeah.
Said so in one word.
Yeah.
We did recap it. Season 2 is going to be a fully queer season, so I cannot wait. The fact that it's taken this long to really have something like that legitimately is so cool. But a Ultimatum kind of standout couple, but maybe not in the most positive way. Madeline and Colby just announced their second baby. If you remember, Madison showed up to season 1 reunion like 9 months pregnant, basically. And all of us just figured we had counted that couple out. They were just like the throwaway couple, and look at them, like what? It's probably like since they filmed 3-4 years later, and they're about to have their second child. They're married. Thriving.
She's got like the kind of the mom cut going on. I feel like she's total mom mode, like in a good way.
Yeah, I think she's living her best life. So I'm happy for them. Who cares about the haters sometimes? That's when you have to like, you just have to figure out I could not even imagine someone attacking my relationship like how people do here.
No,
so,
not at all.
We also got some more baby news.
Raven and Adam are having their second baby too. And these women out here, 2 under 2, good on ya. I mean, I have 2 that are
2 under 2.
Well, they're exactly 2 years apart.
Oh, okay.
But like pretty much. And good luck, girls. That's all I gotta say.
Yep.
It's wonderful, but holy moly, is it a transition?
Yeah, so. I can imagine. I have 4 under 8 for cats.
Okay, well, if children acted like cats, then I'd have 20.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. My little 5-month-old gets on my nerves. She's obsessed. She does not let me eat. I cannot eat in peace. So it's kind of technically like I don't have a boob that I can latch onto her, unfortunately. Well, I have a boob, but I shouldn't latch it onto her.
I don't think that would feel good.
I think it's more than that. There's some problems. Anyway, moving on. Kylie Jenner posted a picture of her baby's face. We've only seen like the back and weird piece of this of the arm and everything, and announced the baby. What did you first think of the name? What did you think of, like, did you do the pronunciation right? Because it took me a second.
Okay, so right when I saw it, I was like, Ari! I love that because I've been actually really into Ari right
Me
now
too.
since after I watched Traitors. So I'm like, yeah, you're going to be a cute boy, just like a handsome Ari. Like, I love it. But then I think I read the comments or something and saw that it was pronounced Air, which is still good.
Yeah.
But I like Ari, but I'm not Ari. Ari.
I mean, that was one of the options too. We weren't really sure. And really quick about, since you said Ari and the Traitors, I actually just quickly, Zachary Reality posted a video just now. Do you remember Amanda from the Traitors who just basically disappeared and they didn't tell us why?
Okay, I just watched that too. I was like, I actually don't even remember her. So
I forgot that she left and we didn't know why.
I know.
But she had COVID. But how did she have COVID with all those people? Like,
yeah, and how did none of them?
Yeah. But anyway.
Maybe it was like a false positive or something. I don't know.
Maybe. But could you imagine? That would suck so bad. To, like, she was doing fairly well. And to, like, get that. I mean, you know, for me, I'm trying to get on reality shows. So for me to get all the way to that and have to be pulled out for COVID. Ugh. But back to Kylie. But yeah, so she's Air. Her first baby is Stormy. So it's like Stormy and Air. It's kind of like the weather elements. I don't know. Maybe that's what she was going for. But
except for that is not the meaning. Let's get to the next part.
Yes. So I've been seeing these TikToks, and apparently Air in Arabic is a common slang for penis. And
I say that's karma for her for taking so long.
The thing is, I was like, okay, like, does she care about that? I mean, it's an Arabic meaning, you know, they aren't Arabic, but at the same time, like, to like be so intense and having such a trouble and finally finding a name and then everyone calls him penis. Like, do you think she could potentially change the name for a second time?
I don't know. I feel like I always looked up the common like meaning behind the names of my kids, and that was a miss on her end.
Penis Webster. Moving on. All right, we've got Bachelor news.
Tyler Cameron and Kristin Cavallari are officially a couple.
No.
No? Wait, what? I read that.
Okay, well, what
they are.
That's what we thought. No, they are not. Okay, so here, let me rewind. New Year's. You see Kristin and Tyler together. Everyone's like, woo, 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 you know. Okay, and then about a week ago, Kristin on a clip of Back to the Beach, her podcast, she confirms that her and Tyler Cameron were in fact on a date on New Year's. Because you never know. It's just kind of like, are they just hanging out or like? But it was an official date, so it got my hopes up, right? Well, Tyler Cameron was just seen making out with a floozy at a wedding in Florida.
Oh, balls. Well,
no, she's not a floozy. I take it back. I'm sure she's lovely. But yeah, so it's basically Tyler is just the real life Bachelor.
Darn it. Well, as you heard my excitement, now you see my defeat.
So we've come a long way. They've really pulled and turned us around, but I think it's pretty safe to say TMZ literally has a video of it. And I'm sure.
And I don't think Kristin Cavallari is going to go for that SH.
Yeah, and that's even if they already, or she just might not care. Maybe she's like making out with people at weddings and someone just didn't take a video of it. So, we really have no idea. We know that when they went on a date almost a month ago.
I mean, I could be wrong, but her being like a mother, though, she might take dating a little bit more seriously, too. I don't know, though.
I could see that. Yeah.
So, like, maybe she went out on a date and was like, okay, this was really fun, but not going to be anything serious. And so you're right. She doesn't care.
Tyler needs a good 5-10 years Like,
Yeah, he's definitely immature.
I think he has a bit of Peter Pan syndrome.
He kind of reminds me of Graham, our
He
brother.
reminds me of Graham so much. It's like
So
weird.
much.
Like, yes, he's very attractive, so it makes me feel weird about it. But now, like, I specifically like know, like, 100%. If I was, let's say, I was single and Tyler Cameron was a bachelor, and I got to go on there, I'm not sure if I could. Realistically, because he reminds me so much of Graham. Because he reminds me so much of our brother.
I got freaked out that you were gonna say that, like, if he wasn't your brother, you would date him, and I'm like, I just think that's too far.
Oh no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But you know what I think now is gonna happen? I think people are gonna start sliding into our brother's DMs. They're like, "Oh, Tyler Cameron lookalike." Yeah, so our brother is single. He's in his early 20s. You can DM us, and we might put you through the ringer, but maybe.
Yeah, we'll you.
What if we do like a little mini bachelor show with Graham and set people up for
I
their
don't think
Instagram?
you would. You would get so nervous. We're gonna ask.
Okay. I'm really excited. Moving on. Tayshia takes her mom to Dubai.
So cute. I love mother-daughter just happiness. It makes me happy.
So I don't know if you've seen those TikTok videos. If you haven't seen that one, I definitely do recommend. Go to Tayshia's TikTok, watch it. But you've seen other ones, I'm sure, of like cute date night, like couples on TikTok where they have 2 pieces of paper and they're like, you know, pizza,
like go to the movies or
a 5-star restaurant, and then they pick it, and you pretty much throughout the night you have to keep doing that. So she kind of did that, except her mom was there visiting New York where she lives, and she put New York on one and Dubai on the other. Really lucky that the mom grabbed the Dubai one. So, but even though, because they had already have the tickets for the plane, the mom grabs Dubai, like completely thinking she's having just like a weekend in New York with her daughter. And it really makes me like, if I have a daughter one day, they have some tough shoes to fill with Tayshia. That's my meter of a good daughter. I want to be taken to a Dubai to see Beyonce.
Oh yeah, okay. So is that why everybody was in Dubai? Because it was like
Jason Tartick was there. Oh my goodness, Matt and Rachel were there. A bunch, but yeah, she literally got paid like crazy amount of money, Beyonce, and did the show, her first time doing a show in 4 years, and she did a duet with Blue Ivy, her daughter. It looked pretty spectacular.
Yeah, it was like the vibe of the concert. It would seem like a cool venue and everything too.
Yeah, so everyone was in Dubai. I had serious FOMO. The only other kind of bachelor news I want to talk about is I've been talking about it a lot on TikTok, but Vinny and Gabby. I don't know if you guys watch Dancing with the Stars. She was engaged when she was on it and Vinny left, but since they've had a little bit of a flirtation on Instagram and people are kind of like, will they, won't they? There's an update. Okay, so Gabby posts pictures of her and Vinny because they were doing the Dancing with the Stars tour together, which I think I'm going to try to get tickets in Pasadena.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Cool. And they're actually flirting in the comments already, but like old news, they do that with every post. But Jesse James Decker, who is also on the season of Dancing with the Stars, comments under a picture of the both of them. Dancing with your honey at Vinny Guadagnino. Can't wait to double date in Nash. Dissect.
That's confirmation, but also I really think Gabby and Vinny don't give a crap, and they will just like, that doesn't mean anything. I don't believe anything because they are fine with whatever rumors. They're just like going with it.
That is a step in the right direction of it actually might be a thing versus them just messing with us.
Yeah. Well, I think that there is definitely a flirtation that could develop, but I just don't think it's developed into an actual thing.
Yeah, people are just saying Vinny's too much of an F-boy, which I've watched every single season of Jersey Shore and every single season of Jersey Shore Family Vacation. And tomorrow, well, actually, the day this comes out is Jersey Day. There's a new season of not Real Housewives of New Jersey, but that's coming too soon though. But the other New Jersey Shore, Jersey Shore, and one of the storylines is him and Angelina, one of like the girls from Jersey Shore. So but then they also follow his Dancing with the Stars thing. So I'm going to be watching that, guys. And if Gabby makes any type of appearance, I will get it to you as fast as I can. I'll get to you fast.
Okay, so now we are going to dig into the Bachelor premiere. We have lots to say, so let's go.
All right, The Bachelor's officially back. Or Zatchler. How do we feel about Zatchler? It's
I
growing.
think I love
me.
it.
I think I like it too. Or from the sneak preview, we'll kind of dive deeper into that. But Zach, the snack. Zach, the snack. So Zatchler and Zach the snack. Great nicknames, but definitely beats Pilot Pete. Like it's an obvious one, right? We have given Zach a very hard time, but kind of watching episode 1, I think I'm really excited. How do you feel?
Okay, so at first I still was kind of like, I felt like with Rachel there was just this, not facade, like he's not being real intentionally, but just kind of like a I'm on television kind of thing with him.
Sure.
And I felt that way a little bit, but then I stopped and thought about it, and I'm like, I think he's just such a regular guy that this is just intimidating to him. It's like good that he's not just like, oh, I'm a macho man, like here are my ladies. He's just like kind of a little like quirky, and I think I like it. I was taking notes while I was watching the episode, and
Sure.
Jared this is what he said. I think he's hilarious because he's kind of a nerd. And I was like, that is accurate.
He kind of has a Jared vibe now that I think about it.
So he loves Zach. Jared is a fan.
All right. Yeah, I think he had some really relatable moments. I loved his conversation. I forgot with who, but I think it was Catherine, of them talking about how like they're weirdos. Because I mean, I'm a certified weirdo myself.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing that was really funny, I forget who he's talking about exactly, but he said something to the effect, I was like, I was getting so excited talking to her, and he was like, oh, that sounded wrong. He's like, I was excited about talking to her. He's like, and then he got all flustered. And I was just like, go Zach. A funny erection joke. I'm down.
Yes.
Little connection. I don't know what it is yet, but it's getting me excited. Or it's getting excited. That sounds weird when I say it's getting me excited. There's something there between Catherine and I. It's very exciting.
Then he lost me again when he said family, football, and frozen pizza. Like, if I was in that room, there would be a Kayla-shaped hole in the wall of the Bachelor mansion, because I would be so out of there. I didn't want a man who can cook. Football I could probably keep up with, depending on the size of the penis. But that one was... I actually wanted to name this episode Family, Football, and Frozen Pizza, but the Bachelorette beat us to it. Our episode would have come out before hers if... we were on time, but so it's really our own fault, but
yeah,
a missed opportunity.
Yeah. Stop wearing our clothes. Always late. Just know it.
Yeah, I know. We'll get better. We're figuring this out. I always love to dive into the fashion too before we do like kind of a full play-by-play. I want to talk about the limo entrances, but like, did you have a best dress or did you have a few that you were excited about?
Catherine, 100%. I loved her off the shoulder vibe. There was a lot of sparkle girls, and I'm just not super into the sparkle.
I'm not a sparkle girl.
Yeah,
no.
So I was like, I loved the like, I don't know, it was like sexy, but not too much. It was just good. Catherine. Yeah, I like Catherine.
I love Catherine. I think it was like more sophisticated versus like prom.
Yes, 100%. Right?
And she was in my top 5. I actually only have one sequin dress in my top 5, and I've got reasoning. So stop, like, don't attack me. Kristin Mandrell, the only one with the last name. So funny enough, she actually, some other girl was wearing the exact same dress. But the big difference is I love the color of Kristin's. It was like the hot pink, like very Barbie core, which is really in right now. And then the other one had very muted tones, so it like just didn't hit the same. But I really liked her. But my top 2 are... I thought her name was Anastasia, but it's Anesthesia after watching the sneak peek. But she wore a pantsuit. A pantsuit, Amy.
Yeah, that's your vibe.
I think it's the first in history. And I really hope that next season we get less sequins and more pantsuits.
100%.
And number 1, I think I'm pronouncing her name right. Davia. She had like a very white, kind of flowy one, very different than all the rest. And she's just drop dead gorgeous as well, with like also just like tone of her skin with the white, bright white. And then I found out, because I was like cyber stalking her, and it's actually custom made for her. She does like the beauty pageants or whatever.
Mhm.
And so she's actually already worn this to a beauty pageant and she's re-wearing it because it was custom made for her. I bet
Ooh.
it was the only dress that was custom made for the specific contestant.
I don't think I knew she was in pageants too, so that's another thing to
Yeah, it's some
pick up here.
pageants, some content creators, and then the rest of the house are nurses.
Pretty much, so many nurses.
I know. Like, I'm really worried for just like the hospitals.
It almost made me think when I was originally watching, I was like, oh, it's like Gabby from
Mm-hmm.
he was on, but Zach was with Rachel. I forgot about that. So
Yeah, for sure. And then limo entrances. There was actually above average this year, in my opinion, or this season.
mhm.
What do you think?
Less like awkward, weird ones, and more just like fun. I
Yeah.
actually really did like Christina Mandrell. I liked her like coming into the party bus. It was memorable. It was like fun. Like, oh, I've already done my bachelor. I didn't necessarily like it until I heard what she said with it. Cause she was like, I've already done my bachelorette party. So like, let's get married. Like, I thought that was cute.
I loved it.
Yeah. What about you? What did you like?
Yeah, and I want to piggyback off that because I also loved like when they finally did their like one-on-one kind of afterwards when he's meeting her. They go back to the bus and she plays the most adorable game, like mountains or beach, dinosaurs or dragons. They got each like they failed the compatibility test.
Yeah.
But they didn't care. They partied in the bus anyway. A bunch of the ladies come on and all of a sudden we turn into Jersey Shore.
I know.
I loved it. I loved it.
Pouring the alcohol in all the girls' mouths. And
We need more of that energy this season. And in the sneak peek, we see even a little bit more. So I'm very excited about that.
I think that Zach is going to be a lot more silly and fun than we even know.
I know. I actually want to read you a tweet that I found. Okay, so Zach reshared a tweet and Zach reshared a tweet and Victoria McLaren said, honestly, this season looks kind of good. Zach reshared it and said, honestly, I'll take it. And he was also on Tricks on the Office. And he was like, guys, like, I've seen it. Like, I know I'm the boring bachelor, but I think people will be pleasantly surprised. Like, the bar is so low. So I think he's like, I like that he's a good sport. Doesn't seem like he has like an ego, which I like. Really like him so far.
I think that he is just very like normal. Like I think he's just a normal dude and he's like, how in the heck did this happen? I know that a lot of them say that, but most of the time they're like, I'm still cool, dude. Like whatever. Yeah. He's confident, but like almost I kind of like a little non-confidence, honestly. Like the weird, just like the little like nerdy, little nervous energy. I like that. So he's growing on me for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of nervous energy, the very first one out of the limos was Jess in that gorgeous pink dress. She made my top 7. I've ranked them all. What did you think about Jess?
Okay. Watching this season made me feel like I was a decrepit grandmother, to be honest with you. I was looking at these girls and they're all like 23, 23, 20. I remember watching this when I was like, what, 13? I don't know. Maybe that's younger than I was.
I don't think so.
And like these women were like women. They were like way older than me. I'm like, oh, this like when I'm that old, all this stuff. And now I'm like, I am older than all of these people.
I know.
And it just kind of like, it got me to my core. I don't know that it was rough. And Jess specifically, I was like, is she 16 years old? I'm sorry. Like I've been called young. You've been called young. We know how it feels. But like, that's my first thought was like, holy goodness, you like, it felt like when they were talking, I'm like, is that your dad? Like I felt that way. But so initially I was like, no way. But then once they sat down and actually talked, she was very, very, very nervous, but total vibes. And I think he was like is going to bring out more in her if she lasts.
I think he is into her. And I have not heard anyone else say this. And it's not necessarily in looks. And it's not necessarily like in the mannerisms. I don't know maybe it's the voice. She reminds me of Gabby Wendy. The way I didn't think about it until I heard her like have a full conversation with Zach. So like a less confident Gabby Wendy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've never seen that, and I think we're gonna see more of. Just pay attention next week, okay? Let me know if you think there's Gabby vibes.
I also think she does have a goofy side to her once she warms up. I'm going to be very curious to see her personality come out more.
Yeah, and I think her dress was incredible, so that's also just someone I'm looking out for. Like, I'm excited to see what she wears every week. Let's see who else let's go down the list. Ariel, do you remember her? She was the second one out of the limo.
Not totally.
Okay, I think she hangs around. I saw her in the sneak preview. Her limo entrance was just very. I don't think she smiled once, and it was just very like stoic and serious.
Oh, I totally remember her.
Yeah,
Actually,
so I
do
like
remember
crossed her off my list. Like, I'm hoping she can win me back, but she lost me in that entrance. Right?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Catherine's entrance, we talked about her outfit, but her entrance was actually really cute. She was like, SPF me, and I think he was like, what the crap? But he was super into her, but also, Zach needs a lesson on how to put on sunscreen. You do not spray her mouth.
I know,
Like,
it's
what?
weird. And I think it's a good reminder. She's a dermatologist. Everyone, wear your sunscreen. Skin cancer is real.
Yep, there we go.
PSA. Let's see here. Okay, this is a weird thing, but the actual Gabby, Gabi, she thanked the driver guy who opened up her door, and she was the only one who did that. And I just I like that girl. That's all I need to know.
I actually like her a lot.
I like her. I'm a
really
huge
like
fan.
her.
Yeah, agreed. And then we've got Madison, who all I put was oofda, because that's apparently what people where is she from? I don't know. Apparently people Ohio. She's like somewhere in the Midwest. Apparently they say oofda. So she looked at him and she was like oofda.
From the minute I saw her, this is what I wrote. Madison is a little nutty. That's how I first started. Then, as continuing to watch, I wrote, if you steal him automatically, you want people to hate you. And then I was like, he is not into it. I was so uncomfortable in that interaction. Poor Zach. I mean, I feel like most of the time, I don't think that's ever happened, really, that bad. First night.
He was giving all the signs to know he didn't want to kiss, but she was so persistent in that moment. It was almost like a consent issue.
Yeah. No, because I wrote that. I was like, he's very into consent, because any other girl he kissed, he literally straight up asks them.
It was hot.
Yeah. And it's cute. Like, I liked that. So I was like, girl.
I know. No, I completely agree. One thing I did, like, I'm kind of glad we saw a one-on-one breakup on episode 1, so we could kind of see what to expect from Zach, because I feel like the past few Bachelors have been the worst breakuppers in the entire planet. Yeah. I loved how honest and just precise and matter of fact we are not each other's people. And yes, I think it's better for both of us to go home, and very kind and respectful. I was so into it. And if all of his breakups go like this, like, I'm a fan.
Yeah, I will say it's very hard to judge, though, on someone that you don't really have any sort of emotional connection with. It's probably a lot easier to break up with them. But I do agree with you. He did a really good job. I do think, though, that it's going to be really hard for him moving forward when there is a real big emotional connection. I think he's going to have a hard time.
Yeah, I could see that. Speaking of Madison's a little nutty, can we talk about the Unhinged Cat?
Oh, yeah. What did I write about her? I actually wrote not the same word. I used a different word.
It reminds me of The Office, like when he thinks he's getting taken down by the mob, but it's just an insurance person. And he's like, I'll have the gabagool. If it's not on the side, I'll send it back.
Oh, yeah. Why? What is that?
Apparently, like, she's from New York, right? So apparently it's like a thing people say. I don't think people in New York actually say it. I don't even know what gabagool means.
I don't either. I just wrote cat be crazy.
The meatballs is what got me. Is like she started cheating because she's like immediately Zach's like spitting them out because they're like, she didn't want to. She wanted to eat them all.
That was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life.
It was rough. I think she is going to make some beautiful memes. Like, she has such meme energy. She's 100% going to be on Bachelor in Paradise. They need a hot mess like that.
I also feel like Madison's exit was definitely like a audition to Bachelor in Paradise.
She got a lot of screen time. She made her mark.
Yeah. And I think she really wanted to be the girl that like, oh, I'm going to steal him again. And he's like super into it. She wanted to be that so bad. And it just didn't.
The funny thing is, and all past Bachelors, that's usually how it works. All the guys are into it because they're like, I think it's an ego thing. And I think it's because Zach is just way more grounded and knows who he is and doesn't think.
And I just think the type of girl, I don't want this to come off the wrong way, but like the type of girl that he wants, kind of like I said before, but I don't mean it passive in a bad way because I can't think of a different word. But like just the more like
demure.
Yeah. And just like
Softer?
Good, like, yeah, soft energy that's just like just loving and just
like Rachel. Like Rachel's is a Pisces, just like I am. I cry over a broken fingernail. So he needs someone with that energy.
Yeah, and just very empathetic. So they wouldn't want to hurt another woman's feelings necessarily.
Yeah.
I know in this show they're obviously going to get into it as you see, but I do think that he is not going to be super drawn like most of the guys are to these like harsher, like I'm going to get your attention whether everybody hates me or not. I don't think he's going to love that.
Yeah, there's a part of me that was surprised that Kat stayed, but I think she'll be here for a few more weeks. It'll be fun, and then she'll go. You know, it's probably a production thing versus a Zach thing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about the limo entrances, though, were since I believe it was 5-ish girls met him on the live show the night that we found out that Zach was going to be Bachelor, and almost all of them gave him so much crap for remember when he couldn't say any of their names? So Bailey, for example, wore a name tag, and everyone else at least made some slight dig. But let's talk about Bailey. First kiss of the season.
But I really liked them together. I think that he remembered her for sure, and he
went in.
He was set to kiss her. That was not her
at all. Beautiful. She's beautiful.
I actually sometimes judge the girls that if they just meet him for the first time and they kiss him, I think that's a little weird, personally. But since they had already met before and he like instigated it, I thought it was really sweet.
I love it. I hope Bailey stays a while. Another thing is I also noticed a lot of like, let's talk about some of the blondes because there's a lot of Rachel lookalikes in my opinion. Let's talk about Kaity because you see her a lot in the sneak preview and I think she's gonna be around for a while. What did you think?
I even felt from her like promotion video, I think that's what it would be called, like her beginning little intro. Right when I watched that, I was like, I like her. I think that she is his vibe for sure.
Was it the trash can for you?
I did like that. No, she just seemed really ready to settle. And I just feel like that is the type of relationship that Zach is looking for.
Yeah, I do think you see her struggle a little bit in the sneak preview. So that should be interesting. Hopefully the jealousy doesn't either turn her into a villain or gets her sent home early. But we will find out. Another one, which it like sucks because like some of my favorite limo entrances were girls who already left. But Holland, like how was that?
Oh, I loved it. I was like,
yeah, Zach went to Holland in the last season of The Bachelorette, and she's like, "You were in the wrong Holland, so you need to get in the right Holland," or something like that, like to get in me or something like sex joke if it went over your head. But loved that. Just quickly, let's see if there's anything. Greer, the liquor. There's a couple cheers.
The liquor.
I thought you were talking about like vodka. Okay, let's talk about Lekha. Lekha the liquor.
I wouldn't do it. I'll start with that. I don't think it was that big of a deal. It's kind of silly and funny. I don't know why people were being so mean to her about it.
I think people were blowing out of portion a little bit, honestly. But I mean, I get like tongue and ear, like it's a lot. It's a lot. But it was the punchline. I licked it, so now it's mine. She licked Zach's ear, and she was we know now that is not correct because she did not get a rose. But I did a TikTok about it and she shared it, so I feel kind of cool. Speaking of, I have been kind of looking through social media, starting to follow people from this season, and Victoria J, the one we talked about last week with all the TikToks, she has one of the highest followings of everyone in this season, like over 50K, at least on Instagram. She now follows us and likes and watches all of our stories.
Hey, girlfriend.
So we're big Victoria J people over here. All right, let's talk about kissing.
Yeah, let's.
So I don't know if you know this. I actually found out when I was doing a video with Shared News, but he just made history for the most kisses on night one ever, now just beating Ari.
Which truly shocks me.
I know! Zach, you dog!
Yeah, but all of them seemed like very natural.
Mhm.
He's gonna have a lot of relationships that I think he's gonna really like. This is gonna be hard.
Yes. What did you think of Charity? I want to talk about her for a little bit because I
Okay.
think she is this season's it girl.
I love her. I told you last week when we were talking about him, I love her. I think that she has a good vibe. I think she's very like, her and Zach would be a good couple, a good match. She has a big, huge heart. I really liked their conversation. It just felt super easy.
Yes, and she got one of the kisses, and I put it on TikTok as well as last episode. We are calling it. I think she is going to be top 3. And Amy, I think you called it so hard that I think she will be exactly the third one to go home. Like, I think she will be the top 3, and they'll go on without her with the top 2, and she will become Bachelorette.
Ooh.
I feel it so hard. If you look in the sneak preview, someone self-eliminates, and someone self-eliminates really late on in the game. And I think it's Charity. And I think it makes a perfect story for her Bachelorette season. Like Zach says, I messed up, blah, blah, blah. And you could see her crying a lot in the sneak preview.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think he messes up with her. And she has boundaries and something gets crossed and she goes home. And it's not going to make Zach like a villain, like that type of thing. I think it's just a personal boundary, kind of like almost like maybe a Susie situation, but not.
Yeah.
And I think she's the next Bachelorette.
Oh, okay. We're calling it here. Let's see.
I'm calling it. Oh, I want to go back real quick because we missed a really big entrance. That the very last girl who walked in, Brianna, the winner of America's Rose.
Oh,
and
yes.
she sure showed up, and we probably should have talked about her in the fashion part as well. She made my top 5. She was literally wearing a rose. Amy, first of all, how has someone not done this before?
I have no idea.
It's actually really surprising to me. Mm-hmm. But the way she walked in, she's like holding her rose. Like, here's the thing, she's beautiful. I think I like her. Mm-hmm. Something's off.
I agree, 100%.
Okay.
I don't even know what it is. I can't put my finger on it exactly. I think this might have been my issue. She got America's Rose. So what was that? Like the people
we voted. Oh, I didn't vote, but yeah.
Yeah, okay. So people voted. And I think that she came in with a little bit of superior attitude because of that, when truly it wasn't Zach's choice. I'm not saying it wouldn't have been.
I almost think it shot her in the foot a little bit. I almost think she would have come off better if she didn't get the rose.
Yeah, it was like she was trying to prove herself, but like not, and it just didn't come off great to me. I'm excited to see her next episode to just like maybe see if that kind of like that little hint of whatever that was goes away and she can maybe be a little bit more genuine.
Yeah, you know who she really looks like to me is I get so confused because there's Halle Berry and then there's Halle Berry. The girl who's going to be Little Mermaid. She's also like Chloe and Halle, the sisters. Mm-hmm. She looks exactly like her to me.
I see that for sure.
Like definitely like Disney princess vibes. Mm-hmm. For sure. And then I want to talk again about Christina Mandrell because so first of all, she has 2 names. And then also a transition from Brianna. I loved how she's like, I hate you. Did you see that? When she was like looking at her, like she did it in like a funny way. She was like, oh yeah, like, oh, you look beautiful. I see you got the rose. I hate you. Like,
Oh,
and they were
okay,
like,
yeah.
they like, gently, something to that effect, and they laughed. But Christina, we talked a little bit about her entrance, but what do you think of her? Because of the sneak preview, I really liked her episode 1.
I like the whole episode, honestly, I went on waves on whether I liked her or not. And I have two, and I'm walking on a very tightrope. I don't know, just because I don't want to say the wrong thing, because I like her.
Yeah.
So she's a mom.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she came on, and this is not a bad thing, came on not giving mom vibes very much. So I think it's going to be shocking to Zach.
Okay.
That's what I'll say first. That's how I felt when she first came in. But then with the cute little drawings and like that, I think once I got to that point, that really helped me like fall in love with her, and I really, really liked her. And then I don't know if you watched the extra scene at the end.
Yes! Oh my goodness, I'm so glad you brought that up because I was gonna forget.
Yeah, so they were talking about Kegels, and like one of the girls didn't really know what it was. Said something about putting balls up there. I mean, I guess you can do that to strengthen your pelvic floor, but
Yeah, I think
know.
there is. It's also a type of sex toy. It's like very like it was on 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, but that's not what a Kegel is.
No, it's not.
It's a way to like exercise and tighten and keep everything good. Anyways,
everything good.
Yeah, she was like, I'm doing one right now. And like her face, just that whole interaction. I
like her.
I like her. I think she's silly. I think she reminds me of Tia. I mean, obviously because of the accent, the way she talks is exactly like Tia. I think she's gonna be funny. I think she's the perfect amount of confidence where it's not too much. I think her and Zach had a very good vibe.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's into it for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it does seem like a lot of drama happens with her in the sneak preview, so I'm a little worried they're giving her the villain edit.
I think she's a firecracker. That's why she's like a Southern, says what she thinks.
And another thing that I think might be brought up is her profession is content creator.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, is she there for the right reasons? No one really is, honestly. But have you seen her in Taylor Swift's video?
What?
Have you not seen this? Okay, I'm so happy that I'm telling you this for the first time. She is one of the actresses in the 15 music video by Taylor Swift in her Fearless era. She kind of looks like Lauren Conrad.
Yeah, she looks a lot different without the blonde hair.
Yep. And she's also a model for Pink Lily. You could see her right in this corner. And
yeah,
so
she really might not be there for the right reasons. But at the same time, though, that can happen. You can go in for the wrong reasons and still, like, be open to love. Just though, but, like, is it weird that she didn't say she was a mom? Or not weird?
I didn't remember. Does she say it on the live show? Does Zach know?
Oh.
I don't know.
know.
If anyone knows, please let us know in the comments, because I actually, like, we probably should know this.
Yeah, this is pretty important, I guess, in my head, because I just think moving forward, I don't know. I like her, I just don't know for some reason.
Yeah, no, I get it. Let's talk about the first impression rose, because yes, the America's Rose was given, but this is one chosen by Zach, and we got Greer. So let's talk about her limo entrance, their one-on-one time, and kind of the headline she's making right now.
Okay.
So what did you think of Greer when you were watching it Monday night?
I liked her. She didn't super stand out to me.
The limo entrance?
What? I wrote down coffee. What was it?
Yes. So it's actually, I didn't put this together until, do you follow Chris Olsen on TikTok or on anything?
No.
Okay, you should. He's, do you follow Meghan Trainor? They're besties, and he also helps run her TikTok. Basically, Meghan Trainor, sorry to get all nerdy and like social media manager on you, but Meghan Trainor is the best celebrity on TikTok right now. She's doing everything right and using social media in the best possible way for her career. But anyways, I digress. Oh, I used it twice. Use it twice. Chris Olsen, his kind of shtick is to bring celebrities coffee from wherever they are in the United States, sometimes even outside of the United States. So it was inspired by his bits that she brought a hot coffee all the way from New York to him.
Yes, brought the coffee from New York. I remember that now.
Yes.
Okay.
And I thought she was cute. I actually saw someone in the comments, I don't remember who, sorry, but major Caitlyn Bristow vibes. And if you actually look at Caitlyn on Ben was on Caitlyn's season. if you look at Caitlyn from Crisol's season, before some of her face adjustments, no shade, she looks great right now, and before, never looked bad. Anyways, moving on. I love you, Caitlyn. I don't want you to ever think I'm talking bad about you. But she definitely has that first time you see Caitlyn Bristowe look.
I see that for sure, actually. This was my thoughts. My first thought is goofy. I think that Zach liked that aspect of her. I also wrote villain ? So I don't know why I got that vibe.
I didn't get that vibe.
But that's what I wrote. So.
Yeah, and one thing to know also is Zach is from Austin, and she said she was like, she's very familiar with Austin, and it's like her end game plan to end up there. So, I mean, that's a big life thing to like connect on for sure. But then I got confused because I went back and I looked at her cast bio, and it already says she lives in Austin.
Well, maybe she just wanted to say that like that's where she is, and she knows he goes back and forth from Texas. I want to say I read.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm confused about that part. The whole living situation part confused me.
Yeah.
But he seemed like really excited about that fact that, I think he really loves Houston, and so she does too. So that's something that they connect on. Yeah. So she got the first impression rose, and when Jesse Palmer walked in, I don't remember who it was, honestly, because it was a room full of girls, and they're like, "Go back to ESPN, Jesse." Because they were bringing in the rose.
I think they've opened up a door from Bachelor in Paradise to just dog on Jesse.
Oh, I love it. Like, yeah, he'll probably be my thing that annoys me every single week from the rest of the season. But just saying. But yeah, so then literally the day after the Bachelor episode came out, it came out that Greer had basically defended a friend on Twitter in 2016 about doing dress up in blackface. I believe she was the friend was dressed up as some type of musician, and it's just so disappointing. Like, someone in the casting should be fired. First of all, this is the second season in a row, and like it's also just like, do you really want The Bachelor to be known as like, oh, another racist scandal? Like every few months, I swear to God. So I'm like annoyed by it. I'm really annoyed. She did, though, one thing to say is like Eric, for example, or even Rachel Kirkconnell before that, some of the bigger scandals is they didn't speak out immediately, right? They barely even, I don't think, did Eric even do an apology? And Rachel, I'm not even sure exactly what they did, but if they did anything.
Rachel did, but it was a while
way after the fact. So she got on it literally that morning and did a long apology on her IG story, which right there I do like. I like that she was quick to at least make it very clear her stance on what she did in 2016. I think I want to read it.
Okay.
The journey to love is filled with lessons, and these lessons are also made on our journey of growth. In my past, I have made some uneducated, ignorant, and frankly wrong comments on my social media accounts. In particular, in 2016, I used misguided arguments on Twitter to defend a student who dressed in blackface as Tupac for Halloween. I am deeply sorry to those who I have hurt, especially those within the Black community, not because these screenshots have resurfaced, but because I have ever shared those harmful opinions at all. Time and age do not excuse my actions, but this is not a reflection of who I am today. I do not stand by or condone the damaging opinions and behaviors I shared during that stage of my life, and I will forever regret making those offensive remarks.
The one thing that I got from all of that, though, is like she's definitely taking accountability. I feel like, and she no excuses about it. It's like, I said this, I did this, but I also think that we in a society right now, I think we're all learning a lot, and more than anything, I'm just annoyed at the Bachelor cast.
Yes,
casting.
me too. They're representing your show.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, it's making the show look worse and worse.
Yeah, 100%. It's already like at such a weird time right now with The Bachelor. Like, people are even like, there's like articles coming out that Bachelor is not going to last too many years longer and stuff like that. And so this did not help their case whatsoever. I do agree with what you're saying, and I appreciated the timing of the apology, and the apology itself I felt was pretty good and taking accountability, like you said. But the damage is done, kind of, in my opinion. And she has an icky taste in my mouth, and she's going to for the rest of the season for me. And, you know, sometimes that's just the way life is. It happened. She did it. Now she has to deal with the consequences. And there are going to be a lot, especially depending on how far she goes and stuff like that. She did get the first impression rose. But the Bachelors and first impression rose honestly mean nothing. Like,
she could leave next week.
Yes, I completely agree with you. All right. So one thing we did talk about Madison already, but I wanted to talk about, we liked his breakup, but did you notice the subtle Rachel shade?
I read that, but I don't know. So what was it?
So he was like, you know, I've been let on before, and, you know, and that's how he kind of went to the breakup. So I was like, and it kind of made me like more.
I wouldn't say that's Rachel shade, but I could see that you saying
Everyone's
that.
looking into it that way, and good for him. Honestly, like, he was vanilla. It added a little, like, chocolate chip in there for me. You know? So, and it's not like they had a choir of people saying Clayton sucks.
Yeah.
You know, so it's the perfect amount of Rachel shade. I love Rachel, so no shade from us, but I liked it.
Yeah.
All right. So we got to the rose ceremony. What do you think about the ladies who stayed, ladies who left? Were you surprised by anything?
No, I felt like, honestly, it felt predictable to me.
I felt a little sad about Holland because of her funny limo entrance. And then was it just me, or when he called Gabby's name, he said Jabby?
I don't know. I didn't notice. That's hilarious.
Please go up and watch because my Hulu's not working. But I need to know, did he say Jabby? This is like Jabby Gate. Did he say it or did he not? Because in my notes it says he did. Because I thought maybe because of the way she spells her name, Gabi, he could have been like, you know, because he's still, I'm sure he hasn't like memorized it. So he's probably reading it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I thought that was funny. But yeah, same.
One of them that didn't get to talk to him, I was thinking maybe would leave, but I'm glad she didn't, because I think that would just been sad.
Yeah, I think on some level, because I don't know did he end up talking to Bailey? Because at least we didn't see, and at some point during the night, Bailey said she still hadn't talked to him. But I think with the live show and the limo entrance, I think Bachelor sometimes, like, I'm already sure that I want to keep you past week one. I need to talk to some of the other people. That's what I think also happens.
Yeah, and I think also the people he did talk to, he can know for sure I don't want you.
Yeah.
And so having more mystery maybe could get you, like, through. Like, I don't know that I don't like you.
I like that. Playing hard to get. The annoying thing is like they do go through this every season of like, oh, I didn't get to talk to them. They run out of time, blah, blah. They're in charge of production. Like, if they realize the amount of girls they have versus the time, and Zach's not going to be able to talk to each one of them, make adjustments.
No, I think they just want people to say that, and they want people to leave. Yeah.
Do you have any standout? We've been kind of talking about the sneak preview. Any standouts that you want to talk about?
Gabby was not in it very much. She was in it once on a boat date. So I'm like, that could be further on, because boat dates sometimes can be later. So I was just disappointed about that in the promo, but it doesn't mean anything because they trick us. And it'll change 5 million times, and they'll focus on something else.
Yes.
The main focus, I would say, was on Kaity, right? Yeah,
Kaity, Kristina, Charity had a lot of...
Anastasia had a bad...
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So what did he say to her?
Yeah, he just pretty much, he's saying he doesn't believe Anastasia.
Yeah.
So we don't know what, but I don't know. She is like on the influencer train. Like, I don't know. But yeah, so it should be interesting. I guess from the sneak preview and from watching episode 1, do you have any updated predictions or new predictions or anything like that?
According to the promo, I would say Greer, Charity, Catherine, and Kaity are going to be main players of the whole season. And
for once.
I don't know why I wrote her down, but there was a reason.
Okay.
And then, Anastasia and Jess actually look like maybe villains.
Oh, let's talk about Jess. Yeah, someone is saying that Jess is being manipulative because she's crying because she hasn't gotten a one-on-one. So, I mean, I'm curious to see how it all goes down. I'm excited after seeing the sneak preview, after seeing the first episode. Like, I'm down.
When you watch the end of the promo, what do you think the ending is going to be? Let's just, whatever, even if it's a completely wild guess, what would you say this ending is going to be? Is it going to...
I think it's going to be super traditional. They're making it seem like he does like a Susie thing where someone self-eliminates and he goes back to like take them back or get them back. I think they're tricking us. I think we're going to have a final 2. He's going to propose to 1 and he's still engaged.
Okay. I think that's very likely. This is just a little bit of a maybe.
Okay.
It could be he gets to his 2, he's going to propose. The one he sends home, like at the 2, is a really hard breakup, and it makes him realize he wants that one. Because think about the successful relationships.
Ooh.
Ari and Lauren, it's the runner. It's the second
Mhm.
one they go back to. And then Jason, same thing. And I feel like he is going to be engaged. I just don't know if it's the one he was going to pick or the second one.
I like it. I'm
Mhm.
pumped, and
It made me super excited.
Yeah,
I think it's going
I'm
to be
so
a great
ready.
season. I right now I'm going to say I am a fan of Zach, and I would have never said that last season.
ditto.
Okay, we hope you enjoyed this episode. We'll have new episodes out every Wednesday. I know that this is a day late, but next week, Wednesday.
Yeah, we got all the tweaks out. We're good. So every Wednesday, we'll be out by noon. Later talks. To like, comment, subscribe on our YouTube, as well as hit on the notifications so you can be the first to see all of our new videos weekly. I'm even thinking about doing some clips if you guys just want to watch more shorter videos. And rate and review on Apple Podcasts, or I think you can also just like rate or review on just basically we're on all the podcasts.
And also follow us on TikTok and Instagram for all your up-to-date Bachelor news.
Yes, it's at Stop Wearing My Clothes Pod. And it also, if you want to chat, say hi, give us any questions or comments, email us at stopwearingmyclothespodcast@gmail.com. The end. We did it.
Bye.
See you next week.